Hello everyone, welcome back to our machine learning session. So today, as promised with all of you, that we are going to use Azure platform where you are going to create your own automated machine learning project. I hope you remember your first linear regression project in which in that model we have created an income prediction method and we have created a model in which we have predicted the income of an individual based on only years of experience. Now in today's session we are going to include multiple inputs and we are going to see how you are going to create that for your session. So let's quickly understand. First of all, let's quickly see how you are going to make best out of this particular portal. So this is Microsoft Azure platform. On Microsoft Azure platform, you can create multiple projects, whether it is related to Kubernetes, virtual machines, Azure Foundry, Quick Start Center, Microsoft Entra ID, Microsoft OpenAI, as well as Microsoft Azure. So basically, first of all, the first thing which you are going to do, and in fact, if you want some more, you can click on all the services to get to know what all services you are going to get under Microsoft Azure. Basically, Microsoft Azure is a cloud platform which is being taken by so many companies. More than you can say 1,500 companies as of now are using Microsoft Azure for building projects as well as for big data analysis also. So how exactly it works? Let me tell you in very simple language. माइक्रोसॉफ्ट एश्योर सपोज आप एक बिजनेसमैन है एज अ बिजनेसमैन आप अपने बिजनेस को एस्टेब्लिश करना चाहते हैं ना जब आप एक बिजनेस को एस्टेब्लिश करना चाहते हैं वहां पे बहुत सारी चीजों की रिक्वायरमेंट होती है आपको एक ऑफिस चाहिए होता है ऑफिस अगर आप रखेंगे तो वहां पे आपको इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की जरूरत होती है जिसमें आप मल्टीपल कंप्यूटर्स को सर्वर्स को वहां पे रखते हैं सपोज आपने एक ऐप को डेवलप किया अब आपकी ऐप डेवलपमेंट के पीछे दो चीजें हो सकते हैं सबसे पहली चीज कि वो यूजर्स उसको बहुत अच्छे तरीके से यूज करें दूसरी चीज वो सारे यूजर्स को बहुत अच्छी लगे और आपसे उसको प्रॉफिट हो बेसिकली गेन राइट सो वंस यू हैव दैट पर्टिकुलर विजन इन योर माइंड यू क्रिएट दैट ऐप अब ऐप के दो पार्ट्स हो सकते हैं या तो वो बहुत ज्यादा फेमस होगी या फिर वो फ्लॉप हो जाएगी अगर बहुत सारे यूजर्स उसको यूज करते हैं पसंद करते हैं तो आपकी जो ऐप है वो बहुत अच्छे से आपको प्रॉफिट देगी जब आपकी ऐप प्रॉफिटेबल होगी तब आपको जरूरत होगी कि आप उसको आगे नेक्स्ट लेवल पर लेके जाएं जैसे व्हाट्सएप अब व्हाट्सएप की नई नई अपग्रेडेशंस होती हैं तो वहां पे व्हाट्सएप का एक पूरा ऑफिस है वहां पे आपके सारे डीबगिंग पार्ट जितने भी अपग्रेडेशंस होते हैं एवरीथिंग हैपेंस उसके लिए आपको एक ऑफिस की रिक्वायरमेंट होती है अब वही सेम ऑफिस आपको क्लाउड देता है क्लाउड सर्वर के ऊपर जहां पे आप अपनी जरूरत के हिसाब से कंप्यूटर्स को रख सकते हैं रेंट पे ले सकते हैं अपने मॉडल्स को वहां पे रन कर सकते हैं जितने टाइम तक आपको जरूरत है आप उतने टाइम तक रन कर सकते हैं यहाँ पे आपका सबसे बड़ा जो प्रॉफिट होगा वो ये होगा कि आपको यहाँ पे हर चीज वर्चुअली मिलेगी आपको कोई जगह लेके रखनी नहीं है वहां पे उसका रेंट पे नहीं करना है जितनी सर्विस आपको चाहिए यू विल बी यूजिंग ओनली दैट सर्विस सो यहाँ पे क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग का जो रोल है वो बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है और आजकल सभी चीजें क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग से ही हो रही है और क्लाउड आजकल बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है इनफैक्ट अगर आप अपने मोबाइल में देखेंगे तो डेटा जो भी स्टोर होता है वो सारा क्लाउड पे होता है आपका जीमेल है आपका शेयर पॉइंट है एवरीथिंग इज बीइंग ओन्ड बाय क्लाउड सो दिस इज कॉल्ड क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग अब बात करते हैं कि ये प्लेटफॉर्म आपको क्या प्रोवाइड करेगा बेसिकली ये सारी सर्विसेज आपको यहाँ पे प्रोवाइड करते हैं जिसमें से एक सर्विस है आपकी एश्योर मशीन लर्निंग इस सर्विस को यूज करके आज हम एक प्रोजेक्ट को क्रिएट करेंगे सबसे पहली चीज जो आप यहाँ पे करेंगे वो आप करेंगे क्रिएट ये आपका एक नया वर्क स्पेस नए वर्क स्पेस का मतलब है कि आप अपनी जगह को एलोकेट करोगे जब आप यहाँ पे स्टार्ट करेंगे तो आप क्या स्टार्ट करेंगे यहाँ पे फ्री ट्रायल वर्जन मेरा यहाँ पे पे एज यू गो है तो आप यहाँ पे करेंगे और बेसिकली आप यहाँ पे क्रिएट भी कर सकते हैं अपना एक नया सो लेट्स क्विकली क्रिएट आस्था डॉट income prediction. Once you have written that, make sure it is unique, क्योंकि जितना ज्यादा ये यूनिक होगा ये आपके आईडी को डिफाइन करेगा. इनकम प्रेडिक्शन यहाँ पे आप सर्च कर सकते हैं. बेसिकली ईस्ट एशिया आप सर्च कर सकते हैं या फिर साउथ एशिया. सेंट्रल इंडिया इज देयर, सो यू कैन चूज दिस. एंड आपका ये वाला आईडी, ये आपका स्टोरेज अकाउंट है. दिस इज योर कीवर्ड. अगर आप कुछ न्यू बनाना चाहते हैं तो आप न्यू कुछ यूनिक भी दे सकते हैं. फॉर द टाइम कंस्ट्रेंट आई एम गोइंग टू क्रिएट दिस ओनली. I'm going to click on this. This is going to create my workspace. Validation workspace is created. Like my workspace is income prediction. Over here, you can see multiple options. This is model catalog, where you will be able to see multiple models which are pre-created, like DeepSeek is there, Sora is there, model router is there. So all these are pre-created models, right? We have a notebook and here we have automated ML. So over here, what you can do, you can learn about creating automated ML jobs. So what you needed to do, you are going to click onto this option and you will get to know you have to give simple prompts and it is going to create for. And whatever you have created, you are going to see that list over here in this. Now, basically to get started with a fresh one, how you are going to do, you are going to click on this designer and you are going to see that previous outlines, or what you are going to do, you are going to click on this default dictionary and you can get started with a new one. So basically how you are going to do, I'm just going to click on it. And over here, this is my designer, right? So I'm going to first of all give it a name. So name is going to be income prediction. And what's the date? It is going to be for ML group. And this is, you can keep it empty. Now, once you are done with that, you are going to just click on save. Now, this is my income prediction. Over here in the designer, you will be able to create this. Now, once you are done with that, what you are going to do, first thing you need it, first of all, first thing which you are going to take, you are going to take the data. You are going to visualize it. So here also you are going to follow the same step which we have taken in the previous models which we created. So step number one is we are going to load the data set. All the libraries itself, it will be done over here. So we are going to go into the sample data. Suppose if you don't have anything over here, when you are going to click onto this option, you will get component. Or if you want any data which you have pre-uploaded, you can do with that also. But we are going to use sample data. So you can see this is the first sensor version 3. So this is the data which we will be using. You can keep it at the top. It's exactly like the flow chart. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to first visualize it. So over here, if you can see, there we have preview data. When you are going to click onto this particular option, let's understand what this data tells us. So over here, what exactly is the input? So we have 32,561 rows and 15 columns in total. And at the end, we have income. So this income is actually your output. And over here, all 14 columns are your input. Right? So now we needed to see which one is exactly like which you will be needing, because there are certain columns which are needed and there are certain columns which you might not use. Like first, which is age. Obviously, age is a factor when you count income, because age actually requires like how much experience do you have. Then we have work class. Work class tells you whether the person is having a government job or a private job, which sector he belongs to. Then we have flank weight, basically the company size, how many people you have worked with. Then education, obviously education matters. So age matters, work class matter, education matter, whether you have done bachelor's or not. Education number doesn't matter. Marital status also doesn't matter. Obviously your occupation matter. Relationship doesn't matter, your race doesn't matter, your sex doesn't matter, capital gain, capital loss doesn't matter, work hours does a good job, it matters. Native country, absolutely it matters, because in different countries we have different currency, and ultimately you are going to get the output. Now over here you must have seen or you must have guessed that we are going to run multivariate regression over here. And here we are going to use a classification tree, which we will be using soon. Now you have understood the entire data and the form of this data. Now what we are going to do, we are going to use this data. So I'm going to just close this. And now we are going to split the data, because now we have seen that there are certain columns which are of no use. So we are going to choose the columns on which we will be working. So to do that, we are going to call upon columns. And here we will be taking select columns in data set. So this is the part you are going to take, and you are going to connect it like this. Now over here, you must be seeing that this is like a triangular sign is coming in front of you. Now what you are going to do with triangular sign, it requires that on what type of columns you wanted to select. So what you will be doing, you are going to double click on it, and you are going to edit the column. And we are going to edit the column on the basis of column names. So total we have 15 columns, out of which I would like to take age, then would like to take education. Then I will be taking, obviously work class matters. And then I'll be taking hours per week, native country, and income. Out of all these columns, these are the columns which matters, and I'm going to click on save. Once I have selected it, now you have seen that there was a triangular sign which has gone, right? So this was actually a flag that you have missed out the column. Now, once we have done that, what we are going to do, we are going to follow the step. By choosing scikit-learn, we will be splitting the data. Okay. Split. Now you can see over here, split the data. So you are going to keep this data over here. And now it is going to tell you the fraction, what fraction you wanted to take the output data set. So you are going to keep like this. Now over here in the result data, first of all, what you are going to do, you are going to train before that classification. In the classification, what you are going to get, you will be getting 2-class boosted decision tree. You can see this is my class. We will be taking 2-class boosted decision tree. And I'm going to show you how it is going to work. So this is the one which we will be using. If you wanted to learn more about it, you can see. So this is the 2-class boosted decision tree. I'm going to use the component over here. After splitting the data, what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to keep over here. It's a single parameter. In single parameter, it is going to give us an output. All right. So we have to use a data over here. Now, how you are going to do? We are going to first of all train. Because we will be defining, we are going to do that. Train data. Yeah, train model you are going to keep over here. After this decision tree, there will be one data which you are going to sync with it, and one you are going to keep with it, with this data set. Now you are going to train the model on what basis? When you are going to click onto it, you are going to train the data by income. Now make sure that income, the way it is written, whether it is capital or small, there in the data, I is written as small. So you are going to keep this as it is. Once you are done, you are going to click on save. Now, this is what we have done. We have trained from using this classification method, we are training the data set. So this is what this combination say. Now, one split part is left for test. Now, what we are going to do by using confusion metrics, we are going to score the model. So let's quickly score the model. Let me see where it has gone. So I'm going to take this score model over here. Train model is going to be here and the result data set is going to come over here. Now, this is going to score the model. Once it is being scored, now we are going to evaluate. Evaluate the model. Now over here, we are going to take this and this is going to evaluate our model. Now the entire segment, when I'm going to click on this particular option, it is going to entirely sync it for us. Now I'm going to keep it like this so that I'll explain each and every part in front of you. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Okay. Yeah, I think this size is fine. So first of all, step number one was we have taken the data, we fetched the data. Second step is we have selected the columns from the data set. First of all, let me show you the data once again, what data we have taken. And over here, there is like description is mentioned. And if you would love to see how it is taken, you have copied it and you can see if I'm going to click over here what it shows. So you can copy this also. This is version number 3, which you can do on Learn Microsoft. These are examples of dataset which you will get on Microsoft Learn platform. You can see all the prerequisites, how you are going to use sample pipelines. Each and everything is mentioned, right? Binary classification as well as classification 500. So all these information, if you are going to type, you will get it. Now, once you have received this particular data, you can right click on it and you can visualize it, right? And if you wanted to edit the node, you can edit the node also. If you wanted to add any other thing into the pipeline, you can add one more input also, right? Now, if you wanted to see how this job is going to look like, what exactly this data is going to do for you, that also. Okay, more details. Okay, this is actually not available as of now, the job, because we have not created it fully. Once we are going to configure and submit, then you will be able to see the entire job which this data is going to bring in. As of now, you can visualize it. You can see what exactly the work which it is going to do. You can copy and you can preview. Now, after this, what we have done, we have selected, we have taken select column in data set. We have selected some uh, columns which are age, education, work class, hours per week, native country, and income. After taking all these columns, we have clicked on save because these are the columns which are going to impact the working of the model. Basically, all the predictions are going to be based on this. Now we can choose what our input, what our output, that is what you can do. You can regenerate also, right? So, and you can change the node information, that select columns, if you wanted to make some changes in that. Now, this third part which we have taken, that is step number 3. Basically, first step is that we are going to import the libraries. Second part, what we are going to do, we are going to read the library and see the patterns in that. Third is we are going to split the data. So we are following all those steps. In this, we have split the data into 2 parts. One is going to be your training and the second is going to be your testing. This is all split rows or split columns. That is completely up to you, which you would like to choose, what fractions you will be choosing. As of now, I have kept 50-50 because we have large number of data, right? Once you are done with that, what you are going to do, you are going to take two class, this is the classification method. When you are going to click onto it, you can see maximum number leaves on a tree. Why we are using two class boosted decision tree? Because it checks the accuracy at every step. First of all, it is going to check how this adult census is going to work, how this splitting is going to work, how this two class boosted decision tree is going to work. Then it is going to check whether the data is being split or not. Then it is going to check whether the data is trained or not. If the trained model is there, then it is going to score the model from the test data, whether there is sync, what exactly is the difference between the actual and the predicted value. Once that is there, then it is going to run the analysis on the basis of error, MEA and RSME, which we have done in the previous session. So all the steps are same. The only thing which you are going to do, you are going to just put this flow chart. Why we are doing this particular session and the automation? Because nowadays, because of ChatGPT and AI, only foundation needs to be clear. You needed to know how you are going to utilize AI. If you don't know all the steps, then you can't run these analysis. You cannot create the model. So it is necessary. First, you needed to know how a machine learning model works. What are the things which is going to impact a machine learning model? And then only you will be able to create it. Now, the next step is going to be you are going to configure and create. If you are going to select a new selected one, you can select the experience. If you would like to create a new one, you needed to create. So basically, this is set up a pipeline job, and that's why that job, data job was not working. So let me quickly create it. Income prediction ML. I'm going to write like this: name and job value, income. And here I'm going to mention key is going to be prediction. I'm just giving an example in front of you. Once you are going to do that, the second part, which is inputs and output, there will be runtime setting in which you are going to define a cluster. For that, first of all, you needed to take a computer instance. So let's quickly take an instance. If I have taken a previous one, let me see if I have taken any. No. So I'm going to create a computer instant at first. So I'm going to click onto this and I will be creating a computer instant. So computer instant basically, why you are creating a computer instant? Because computer instance means that you are selecting a computer to work on so that it is going to run your model. All right. So that is what you needed to do. So before that, I needed to choose data store. All right. Compute in the pipeline. All right. So create new. All right. Computer instance. Please select a default compute to run a pipeline. Absolutely, that is what we are selecting. Attached compute. Computer cluster. So when you are going to click onto it and you are going to click on create Azure ML computer instance, you will be able to create a computer instance. So over here, you will get how you are going to create. Once you are going to review and submit, it is going to allow you to submit that. So that is what you needed to do. I am trying it if it works. All right, everyone. So here what we are going to do, so it provides you the basic information whether you would like to create a new experiment, if you wanted to do something. So over here you can mention. So here you are going to mention income prediction. Here you are going to name it. So you can name it as income prediction. Here you are going to give it a name, income and prediction. Keep it simple, which you can actually do. So I'm going to name it as this. All right. So this is the second part which I have done. Now you are going to reach to the second step. Over here, as you can see, there are no inputs, there are no outputs. Runtime settings we are going to check. Over here, you are going to select a computer instance where you are going to create a computer instance for computing. So in case if you're not able to find any computer instance, you are going to create a computer instance for yourself. As of now, you can see that it is going to select the data store. So it is going to select the data store. Once it is selected, you are going to change the computer instance. You are going to create that, and then you are going to click on review and submit. Once you have created it and you have reviewed and submitted it, your computer instance and everything is going to be ready. Now, after that, what you are going to do, what you will be doing over here, this is going to be ready. You are going to save it. Once you are ready, you are going to take web input and website output, where you are going to evaluate your model. So over here, you are going to get the evaluation part. Once you have evaluated it, it is going to ready for the actual output. So how the actual output you are going to get, I'm going to show you in the next class. All right, so stay tuned because we have a lot of things which you can get started with it.